Greetings, Smackers! Michael Edwards here, and we're going to talk about the controversy that has come up surrounding the use of the folk song or the folk tune, Hill and Gully Rido. Rido, and I mean, a lot of people saying rider and other kinds of variations, but let's just stick with the original. Of course, the tune or the melody or the rhythm has been incorporated and retooled and represented in today's context for dancehall audiences. And some of the entries on that rhythm, largely done by, of course, Stephen McGregor, widely known as the Genius, have met with a lot of controversy. And I think deservedly so, because they are part of what we in the Jamaican parlance call slackness or sexually explicit lyrics. And I mean, these have gone really beyond the pale for a lot of the examples that I have heard. And the reason why I hear them most of the time is because I'm on public transportation fairly often. And in our buses and route taxis, our drivers and operators tend not to be too discriminating about what reaches the ears of the passengers. Which to me, rather than whether these folk rhythms are untouchable or not to be associated with this kind of expression, the bigger question is we should be having a much more fulsome and dynamic discussion about what is and is not appropriate for general public consumption. Because the fact is, on the buses and in these route taxis, you have women, children of all ages, and of course, people who just generally don't want to be subjected to the kind of expressions that come forth from these dancehall songs. Now, the sexually explicit stream, so to speak, has been part of our musical expression from the beginning. Matter of fact, many of those mental songs have a lot of suggestiveness about them. And some kind of even cross the line a bit and were not really part of the public media discussion until latter times. But the fact is, what we are experiencing now, especially the last 10, 15 years, really beggars the question of why should we give currency and value to things that are so denigrating? Now, people may have the taste and the appetite for it, but should that really? No, the sexual explicit stream, as I said, has been part of our popular music expression pretty much from the beginning. And there may well be folks who have the appetite for it. But I personally would stand with the great Faye Ellington in saying that it should not be a part of our general daily discourse. You don't want to have to get into a route taxi or a bus or any other conveyance and just be automatically subjected to the lowest common denominator in the lyrics. We really need to be able to get up and make our voices more heard and have a wider discussion as to what we're prepared to allow in the public space. Of course, these operators are going to tell you, well, if we don't play them, still great at this place and that setting and that other instance. That may be, but then we need to expand the discussion to cover all that also, because I'm sure we're treading on some legislation and some laws in regards to what is permissible, even under the banner of free speech, which I don't think we have properly developed here. So, really and truly, I'm not saying that, a particular folk or mento rhythm, which of course is the bedrock of our popular expression, is necessarily sacred. But what I am saying is we need as a people to really be much more concerned about the ideas, the content, the values that are being transmitted into the public sphere in the contemporary music realm. So that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to us at Cosmic Media. Hit us up on YouTube. We're growing the channel with your input and your collaboration. Until next time, peace.